What's up, Redfish? How's it going? What's up, an unbiased Nintendo fan? I'm just doing some work here, getting some news up on the website, like the Nintendo Direct thing I just put up. Got some Facebook stuff I gotta do. I'm just kind of bored. Because I'm not making video content right now, right? So I'm bored. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just stream and chat with some people while I do some work. I don't think people, it doesn't take that long to watch my new video. It's 3 minutes long, so hopefully this stream doesn't kill the views on that video. If it does, oh well. What are you gonna do? What's up, Dano? Definitely don't expect a lot of views on this stream. Oh, hey, the podcast is almost done. Processing, nice. Playing No Man's, nice. Yeah, I'm literally I'm putting up a news post on NintendoPrime.net about the Nintendo Direct date leak, and then I'm doing some Facebook stuff, and basically I'm just I'm all by myself, and this is the kind of work that I don't really enjoy. Like making videos. I love making videos, but the podcast is already done. That's already processing on YouTube's end. My Switch Pro video, I'm going to wrap up tomorrow morning. So now I got to get this news post out, and then I have to do some other stuff, like on Facebook, which is basically I just sell Nintendo merchandise and stuff. So, all right. Okay, it's April 11th. Alright, I gotta... Alright, what's up? Ultimate Keymasters here. Ooh, more stream while you do Borderlands. Nice. Yeah, I'm doing work stuff, so I might not read the chat 100% of the time. 60% of the time I read the chat 100% of the time. But I do plan to read the chat. I'm just kind of... this is the boring part of what I do. This isn't the stuff I enjoy, so... but this is the stuff that, getting this news post up on NintendoPrime.net, this is the kind of stuff that helps us get media passes next year. And then I am going to be trying to sell some Nintendo merchandise on Facebook. So it's just stuff. Emotional Moga says, hello, you've been subbed for a while. Hey, I'm glad you've been subbed for a while. I hope you enjoyed the content. Obviously you do, you're still here. Dano says, have I played the Phoenix Lawyer games? Any good? You mean the Phoenix Wright games? Yeah, I've played some. They're pretty good. But you have to like those kind of games. But I like them. Do you think they'll make a Banjo-Kazooie collection for Switch? I don't think so. I think it would be cool, but I don't think they will. Just my personal opinion that they're not going to do it. That's my opinion. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Rare Replay might have a shot, but I don't know. Even that might be a little too far-fetched. All right, get this post up here. Yay. Share to page. Share to this page. All right. Now I'm doing some of the good old boring Facebook stuff, trying to sell some merchandise. I gotta get all this stuff open. All right, close this. Get this open. No, you do this. You do this. Okay. Nate, do I like the Lego games? What's up, Brennan Stryker? Yeah, I don't mind Lego games. I don't, they're very samey, which is fine because the Lego games are what they are. So basically, whether or not I'm going to play a Lego game usually comes down to the setting and the kind of game it is. You know, Indiana Jones ones, the Star Wars ones. Like, I like them, but I don't want to play every Star Wars one or every Indiana Jones one. But like I played Lego City Undercover back on Wii U. Really enjoyed that one a lot. So yeah, I mean, I like the Lego games. They're not ones that I play super often anymore. I used to play them a lot more. But they are very samey. So basically, it's all about, is there a game that intrigues me enough to want to hop back into them? But they're all good. Like, there's nothing wrong with being samey. They're all really good. I just, they're all the same thing over and over again, just with, a different setting. Did I see your comment on the April Direct predictions video? Oh, and when will Prime Answers go up? Well, one, there is no Prime Answers this week. I don't know if you missed my announcement on Prime Answers, but Prime Answers is no longer guaranteed to be weekly. Prime Answers just happens when it happens. And that's it. As for seeing your comment, the only comment I remember you putting up was asking if you were banned. So unless you made another comment, like I'm on that video right now. Let me scroll down a bit. There's where you asking if you were banned, and I'm like, well, no. Man, Pain Fat Purple really replied to that thread a lot. Holy crud. So let me see here. So there's no Prime Answers this week. You notice I didn't put up a community post asking for questions this week. I didn't want to have a Prime Answers this week. I had too many other videos go up. I mean, if you think about it, how many videos did I have go up over the weekend? Man, let me look here. I've had 3 videos so far today. This is the second Sunday in a row, by the way, that I've had 3 videos go up, which is unusual. I usually don't have 3 videos to go up on a Sunday, but just something about Sundays. So I had the 3 videos today. I had the live stream last night, which is almost at 1,000 views, which is really cool. Then I had the Octopath Traveler stuff yesterday. So yeah, I mean, I've had 4 total videos and now 2 live streams. I think that's pretty good. This live stream's just kind of random because I'm doing other work that's related to Nintendo Prime, but not really. It's just kind of, like right now I'm just doing Facebook stuff and selling merchandise on my Facebook page and stuff like that. Or hoping that people want to buy merchandise. They usually don't, but every now and then someone clicks by and it gives me a little kickback. So that's what I do. But no one's bought anything since March 17th. Of course, I don't really advertise much, to be completely honest. But I'm trying to put more merch up and just see what happens. You got Lego Harry Potter for Switch for $20 at GameStop. Nice. I have to go now. Hope I stream again. Yeah, dude. I stream. I don't have like a schedule. I just kind of stream when I have time. My fiance is not home, so I'm streaming. So, yeah. What's going on, guys? Having a nice day. Any Australians here? I don't know if there's any Australians here. What's up, Piclex? How's it going? My only hope with this live stream is I hope I didn't make a mistake in doing it and that it kills the views on my latest video. That is one thing I'm hoping. Obviously, right now, views are going great, but would they be going better if I wasn't streaming? I don't know. I honestly don't know. So, we'll see. I'm hoping views don't get wrecked. Anyways, you guys can ask me questions or whatever you want to do. I'm just, as I said, I'm just doing some work here on the Facebook page and all that great stuff. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. And turn the beat around. It's a weird mug. Just watched the video. It's holidays here in Australia. Nice. Well, happy holidays. People will watch it regardless, I think. I hope so. I mean, I didn't want to label this stream like, hey, let's talk about that April Direct thing, because it would have just literally taken views away. Yeah, we'd have a lot of views on the live stream, but it would have taken views away from the video. So it's like, just let it be. You know, don't need to draw attention away from that video. This is just kind of a, hey, look, if people want to check out me and chat with me while I'm doing some other work, they can. And if they don't, they don't. It's life. I'll survive either way. All right, get this post up. Did someone just cough? I mean, me, maybe. What the heck? Hold on. I don't know if I should play this video now. My fiance just sent me a video. I gotta turn the volume down, make sure it's not too inappropriate. I don't know why she sent me that video. That's weird. Let's see here. It's how. Let me see here. I just watched a video. Your dance is cringy. Which dance? I only danced in the one video, the one where I called out Dreamcast guy. I didn't really call him out. I just I called him out to dance. I called him out to a dance off. We'll see if he responds. He probably won't. Does a live stream count more to YouTube than views, or I don't know how it works? So. Views on the video count way more than views on a live stream. The only benefit to a live stream in terms of YouTube stuff is that I might get super chats. Like for me as a channel, the benefit of a live stream is super chats and donations. In terms of what actually helps out the channel, the views don't really get me any ad revenue. I make like 0 ad revenue on live streams, so that's why it's like, oh, I don't really want to kill views on the video that does have an ad, but you know, it is what it is. I just want, you know, I'm bored, so figure if some people want to chat with me while I'm doing the boring part of my job tonight, that'd be great. And my merch linked redirected me to nicer looking shirts. What do you mean 1-2? What merch link? Which one are you talking about? There's some in the description of the video, I think. There's the TeePublic ones on YouTube. I don't know which ones you're talking about. See any movies recently? Oh, man. I went to something a couple weeks ago. What was it? Let me look up my movie theater here. I went to... I've been to Wonder Park with my kids. How to Train the Dragon with the kids. I went to Captain Marvel. I think that was the most recent one that I went to. I'm kind of want to go to Shazam. I'm hearing some good things, but we'll see if I ever make it out to that, or if I just wait for it to come out on Netflix or wherever it ends up coming out. What's up, Ryan Lisa? How's it going? The shirt one. Well, that doesn't tell me anything. Because the TeePublic ones on YouTube are shirt links. The ones in the description are shirt links. It's okay. Was it a Nintendo Prime shirt? That's really all that matters. As long as it took you to Nintendo Prime merch, that's really all that matters. If it took you to completely different merch, then oh well. That's when I want to know if I have to fix a link. First time catching one of your streams. Is this how chill they usually are? Not always. Usually there's topics to talk about. Usually there's a planned Q&A. Usually I might be streaming a game. But I'm doing some other work, and basically I'm advertising some Nintendo merchandise, some official Nintendo merchandise on the Nintendo Prime Facebook page, along with putting up like memes and other things like that that get shared on social media. With obviously the goal of hoping that some fans on my page decide to click on the merch and purchase it, and then they also decide to share the memes around and grow the page and blah blah blah. It's just kind of a way to try to make a little bit of extra income, and I haven't been doing it like at all since my other job ended, so I'm trying to get back into it and getting it up and seeing if I could make a little bit of my money back. So I've been doing that kind of stuff for a long time, many years. So it's just I have a whole bank up of memes and Nintendo related stuff here. All right, schedule that for 1 a.m. Boom. Let me see here. Hey Nate, I've been doing a YouTube animated series for 5 years. I just now decided that I might want to start a Patreon. I'm not sure how it'll turn out since I have a small following. Do I have any advice? Is your YouTube, hold on. How is your following on YouTube? Like, I never bothered to look up if you have a YouTube channel, Nick. Let me see here. Yep, this is your YouTube channel. So yeah, you've got what? 4,500 subs? Almost 4,600? Oh yeah, I see that. You got like a kind of like a stick art animated series going on. And you want to start up a Patreon? Yeah, I mean, you're getting, 100 views per video, I think, on average here, I'd say. So some do better than others. But I'd say, I mean, it looks like the minimum you get 60 views per video. But you have some that hit 200, some that hit 300. Is it worth starting up a Patreon? I mean, you can. I would not expect you to get a whole lot. Like, think about it. I mean, I'm a page that has almost 46,000, I guess, subscribers, and my Patreon only has like 56 people. So, you might be able to get a few, maybe 5 or so of your dedicated people that might be willing to pay. The question is, like, is it worth it at this size? I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do, man. And, you want to make a little bit of extra money off your work because obviously your channel's not big enough to make money off YouTube. I can't blame you. And all your videos, they're short animations. And these shorter animations make, like, no money on YouTube. Like, that's why everyone talks about that infamous 10-minute mark on YouTube, because if you're under 10 minutes, it's really hard to make money unless you're getting millions and millions of views. So, yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do, go for it. I'm not going to tell you not to. It would be hypocritical of me to say not to do it because I have a Patreon. So, do what you think. Like, I guess the best thing I would do is, why don't you, like, make a community post and just ask your fans. Like, ask your fans straight up, hey, if I made a Patreon, would anyone be interested in supporting it? That's really the best thing I would, like, me, Nick, I like to, like, directly communicate with my fan base. So, like, directly communicate with your fan base and ask them, hey, would anyone even support me if I bothered to set up a Patreon? And if no one responds and no one likes it, I would assume the answer is no. But if you get, like, 5, 10 people saying, hey, look, yeah, I'd support you, I'd throw a buck your way, then maybe it's worth doing. Up to you. Shazam is good, but it's more like a kid movie. Yeah, well, I mean, Shazam was a kid movie when I was a kid. So, I mean, it's always been kind of a kid movie. But I like kid movies, so... this may be a weird question, but what do you think of the new Godzilla movie? Have not seen it, so I can't give an opinion. I'm just listening to you while I rebuild a Link Between Worlds Hyrule Castle in Minecraft. Interesting. Switch Pro! Yeah, I got a video on Switch Pro coming out tomorrow. Unless something happens, it should be coming out tomorrow. Any chance of Switch VR? In what? The Nintendo Direct? I mean, of course there's a chance of Switch VR, especially since it launches on the 12th. Switch Pro equals PlayStation 4 base? Possibly. Nobody knows. All the movies you listed were garbage, but Shazam is great, and Endgame is worth everybody's time. Only 3 weeks left until Endgame and 2 months left until E3. Hey, man, if you don't like the movies I like, I really don't give a crap. I mean, seriously, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to watch. So, yeah, I really enjoyed Wonder Park. I really enjoyed How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, and I really enjoyed Captain Marvel. So I'm sorry, you can hate all the movies. I really don't give a crap. I just really don't care. Like, some people are just super critical on stuff like that, and it's like, who really cares? Like, yeah, you don't like the movies, whatever. Move on. How to Train Your Dragon was a great movie. I can agree with Captain Marvel and Wonder Park being bad. Sorry, that was an accident. I'm leaving now. What was an accident? I mean, you were talking about clicking on a shirt link. I'm just trying to make sure that you were taken to the correct stuff. That's all. Unless you like are on the wrong YouTube channel. I guess that might be a thing that happened. If you search photorealistic video game on YouTube and click the Unreal Engine 4 video, I believe the first one, it's Unreal. Do you think that's the future of games? Oh, I know what video you're talking about, Joy-Con Nation. I've seen it. I mean, yeah, we'll get there someday, of course. Like, that, the whole goal of the realistic art style in video games is to eventually get to photorealism, to get to the point where people can't tell that it's, like, not real. That's the entire point of the realistic art style, is to get to a point where everything actually is so realistic you can't tell the difference. That's the goal. And yeah, we'll get there someday. But I don't know when that day is going to be. I mean, not even 2080 Ti's and all that are pushing that kind of stuff right now. So you can get, like, you know, you can get faces, like individual faces that do that, but in a grander scheme of like an entire game with all the individualized faces and all the individual foliage, like, we're not to that point yet. It takes like a supercomputer to pull that crap off. So we'll get there someday. I don't know if that day is going to be in my lifetime, but we'll get there. That's just one direction. That's just one visual direction. You know, there's a lot of directions games go. So, let's see here. This is kind of a funny one. Sorry, I just found another photo to share about Pokemon. Boom, boom, do 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 do. Switch VR more being more like Oculus VR, aka a dedicated system. What about it? What about that, Corey? I mean, Switch VR, the resolution it's going to have is better than the resolution on the OG Oculus Rift. Granted, it's been a long time. There's been multiple models of Oculus Rift since then, but I don't think the rumored direct date is correct, because I think the direct will fall after the 25th, because that's when Persona 5's info drops. It would be perfect to announce. Sure, that is when Persona 5 info, that's when the official channel for Persona is having an info drop. It's also possible that there could be an additional Nintendo only info drop on the 11th. I mean, it's a thing that can exist. Both can exist. I don't think a Nintendo Direct is ever going to be based around when a third party wants to talk about their game. Let me just put it that way. But again, it's a rumor. I don't know. This isn't my source. I don't have like someone whispering in my ear, April 11th, April 11th. Like, Nintendo Labo VR comes out on the 12th. There's supposedly some amiibo that are supposed to come out on the 12th. So I guess it would make sense to advertise Labo VR and other things on the 11th. So I don't know. I mean, it's out of my hands. It's out of my hands. I'm just the messenger. I'm just delivering what people are saying. You guys choose to do what you want with it. Let me see here. It said it was run on a single GTX 1080 in the video. Yeah, but Joy-Con Nation. So that video that you're watching is a pre-rendered video. It's not a real-time video game environment, right? So as amazing as it looks, it's not the same as running a game in real time. Not the same as having thousands of faces on the screen at once. Not the same as like everything all at the same time. Like, we have the abilities today with technology to do hyper-realistic faces, hyper-realistic foliage, hyper-realistic anything, right? We can take a room and like my office and literally rebuild it in Unreal Engine 4. And you might not be able to tell the difference between me taking a picture in real life and actually looking at it in a game. But there's a difference between that and having it be this big interactive streaming experience too. And when I say streaming, like, I'm not talking about streaming over the internet, right? I'm talking about the stream processes in place that load the environment in real time. It's very complicated to do. So while we can produce those kind of visuals, we can't produce them in a realistic playing scenario. Not yet. Not even a 20 Ti can do it, and they've tried. So we will get there someday. Yes. Maybe those kind of visuals will first come up in a text game where everything's like pre-rendered, right? Like, it's just, where it's just making text decisions and everything's already a pre-rendered scene. That is possible. We could see the kind of visuals in those kind of games first. But that's assuming that the studio making that kind of game has the budget to do those kind of visuals, which, again, very expensive to do. Who do I play in Smash? My main is Piranha Plant. They use 3D scanners in the real world and put it directly in the game. Yep, I know how it works, Joy-Con Nation. You're not telling me anything I don't know, man. Google Maps VR is incredible. Yeah, dude. Google Maps VR is pretty cool. It's one of the coolest things you can do in VR. April 11th is your birthday, so you're hoping? I think there could be a dedicated Switch VR hardware coming. It seems so much money is going into Labo VR. I don't know that a lot of money is going into it. I think they just slapping VR in games that already exist is just easy for Nintendo to do. I don't think there's like a ton of investment going into it. But, again, we don't know. Time will tell if they're actually investing a ton of money in the VR stuff or not. Could literally be a one-off thing and they never do anything with it again after this. So, let me see. Yesterday was real-time rendering. Okay, again, real-time rendering is not the same thing as actual playable rendering. Okay, what real-time rendering is? Okay, here. Let me grab the exact definition, so I get this 100% right for you. The Switch Pro will be able to. Won't that be sweet? So let me grab the this. All right. What is real-time rendering? Current technology and available software has elevated rendering from an industry once reserved for only computer geeks to a rapidly expanding field of artists, architects, engineers, developers, and pretty much everything under the sun. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, there is a horizon in mainstream architectural rendering and visualizations, and its name is real-time rendering. And while it can't actually send you to the future yet, it's a technique that's growing in stature and usability in various communities that rely upon the precipice of rendering and visualization technique. So basically, real-time rendering is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's animations that are rendered so quickly they appear to be generated in absolute real time. But to fully understand what's really going on under the hood, we have to talk about the pipeline. The graphics rendering pipeline, which we will now and forever simply refer to as the pipeline, has nothing to do with surfing or rapid transportation of natural gas or crude oil. The pipeline represents the foundation of any visualization or rendering engine. It is where the rendering of all 3D objects, light sources, light models, textures, cameras, and more happens. Some also refer to it as layman's terms as the magic. Specifically, real-time rendering pipeline consists of 3 conceptual stages: the application stage, the geometry stage, and the rasterizing stage. I won't bore you any longer with digging out any deeper into the bottomless technical well, but the end result is an animation that is rendered in what appears to be real time, all right, and is measured in frames produced per second. Again, real-time rendering looks like it's being rendered in real time. Now, real-time rendering is actually nothing new. Anyone who's picked up a video game controller has actually experienced real-time rendering firsthand. That's right. Video games have been using real-time rendering forever. That's nothing new. But here's the thing. The ability to hand your client a PlayStation 4 controller and give them an interactive virtual tour of where their money is about to be poured into is a whole nother level of multimedia presentations, which is something that does happen in the multimedia world. So they go on to say that while real-time rendering is a thing, the ability to produce real-time graphics in a real-time rendering situation where people are playing a video game is not currently possible with today's technology. Real-time rendering of those visuals is indeed possible, but it's not possible in a setting that consumers can actually use. So the point is that, yes, real-time rendering of those super hyper realistic visuals with the scanned-in faces and all that is a possibility. They can real-time render the hell out of that. There's a difference between real-time rendering that and actually getting it to run at a point that a user can physically twist a stick or move a mouse around and have it all render quick enough to keep up. They are in a controlled setting. This is the biggest thing you have to remember about all of the Unreal Engine demos. 100% controlled setting in the best possible ideal scenario to pull it off. This is why pretty much no games ever match the Unreal Engine test videos of real-time rendering. This is not even like they've had several impressive Unreal Engine tech videos, and no video games can actually get up to that level because getting up to that level doesn't work in the real world. It works in an ideal scenario where it's rendering in real time, but it's still a premeditated situation, right? So what they are rendering is all premeditated. Whereas in a video game world, not everything's premeditated because you don't know what the player is going to do. That's the difference. That's how they get you with those Unreal Engine videos. That's why they look so pristine, because everything that's going on in that, well, it's not pre-rendered, it's premeditated. So they already know what you're going to do, what you're going to load, and where you're going to go. So while they're doing it in real time, there's no unpredictability to that real time. There's no player control of that real time. So as an example, if they don't have anything going on behind you, right? Like there's nothing going on behind you, so you spin the camera around, there'll be nothing there. It's not actually ready for implementation in an actual video game. Nothing like that's even remotely close. Even remotely close. So I'm not trying to like diss you for it. I think it's cool to look at the tech. Like you're basically looking at what technology is capable of, but it's capable of in a very specific situation. It's not capable of in an actual video game. Will we get there someday? Of course we're going to get there someday. Easily we're going to get there someday. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. And it's going to happen on PC first, of course, because PC is, it's the most powerful platform there is besides a supercomputer. Supercomputers might be able to do it now. I'm not 100% sure. Because usually game engines aren't attempting to run on supercomputers just to see what happens. Supercomputers are really expensive to even run tests on. So, I hope Nintendo isn't investing a lot into Labo VR. That money can be used for better purposes, like reviving dead IPs, paying for third-party partnerships, and hosting servers. Or they could just do all of the above. Nintendo's a multi-billion-dollar company. They don't have to just put their money in one area or another. Them doing Labo VR is not going to prevent them from investing in online. What's going to prevent them from investing online is them not giving two craps about online. Them not reviving dead IPs is not because they're investing in Labo VR. It's because those dead IPs don't sell enough copies for them to warrant reviving them. Paying for third-party partnerships, it owns all nice and cozy and dozy, but Nintendo Switch is blowing the hell up, so they're not going to pay for jack squat. They're just going to keep making the partnerships they always make with Platinum, maybe with Square Enix, maybe with one other company or so, and they're just going to keep making their games because all Nintendo games are selling the best they've ever sold in the history of Nintendo on Switch. So, they have no reason to deviate from what they're already doing. I know you want them to. I want Nintendo to improve, but they weren't reviving dead IPs 10 years ago. Why are they going to suddenly do it now? They weren't doing it on Wii, so why would they do it? They're just not. Them investing in Labo VR has nothing to do with their ability to invest in anything else. They just announced there's a fourth Nintendo theme park coming. They haven't even launched one Nintendo theme park yet, and now they have a fourth one. Nintendo has a lot of money. They can do anything they want to do. They're just not going to do it because they don't want to do it. That's what sucks. Labo VR has nothing to do with them not having money for anything else. They just don't want to do it. So I hate saying that. That's Nintendo is who they are. At this point, Nintendo is who they are. You either like them for them or you hate them for it. Or you're indifferent on it. There's plenty of people that are indifferent on it. So, let's see here. Don't let all the rest distract you from the fact that the anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic is coming up on the 14th or 15th. And I should care, Farley, because what? Yeah, it's a tragedy that happened, but it happened a long time ago. Am I supposed to celebrate or try to remember the anniversary of every tragedy that happened hundreds of years ago? I'm just going to live in the present, man. We learned a lot from the sinking of the Titanic. It also became a big commercial movie. There's been lots of documentaries on it. It's cool and everything, and I know on the anniversary of it, there's all these documentaries that play on TV, and I think it's absolutely fascinating and amazing and cool, but like it's not really something that I really care to draw attention to. If you're interested in it, cool. If you're not, it's okay. I mean, I think the people that are probably most interested of it are like people who are related to, had family members, way back in their past that were on the boat, who survived or died on the boat. Let's see here. But can it run Crisis? That's always the question, right? Can it run Crisis? Not even like the latest one. The OG Crisis. Can it run Crisis? Thank you so much for your $4 so far, DN Megasdan. Let me see. Prove that we are not in the Matrix. What the heck? Don't answer. Oh, I didn't know. My bad. I thought real-time rendering was just playing the game. Yeah. No, real-time rendering is what video games do, of course. Like, all video games are real-time rendering. I mean, ones that give you control of the character. Those are real-time rendering, yes. But, like, there's a difference between real-time rendering in a video game and just real-time rendering on the whole, right? Very controlled scenario that they do with those Unreal Engine demos. Very controlled. That's why you never see demos or games that look as good as those demos. Anyways, it would be funny if Persona 5 pulls a Dragon Quest XI S and completely bodies the PlayStation 4 version and then added content's exclusive to the Switch. I don't think they're going to do that. Persona is way too big on PlayStation. There's no way in hell they're going to body PlayStation. See, the difference with Dragon Quest is Dragon Quest has a history on Nintendo platforms. Persona doesn't. So, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know. I think it's interesting their body in PlayStation 4 Dragon Quest XI S and that offering it as like a paid update or something. I think it's interesting. They're basically saying we believe in Switch, so I'm hope they were right to take that bet because they're kind of burning some bridges with some fans of their game on PlayStation. You think Apex is coming to Switch eventually? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Eventually, it'll come to Switch. Not sure when. Eventually. I mean, if they end up bringing it to phones, which they talked about doing in their last investors meeting, then yeah, absolutely, it's going to come to Switch. Because if it runs on phones, it'll run on Switch. It's just a matter of if they want to bring it to Switch, when they want to bring it to Switch, when they're going to give development resources to it, and all of that stuff in between. And cool. We have a Pixel Pal light to put out there for people to potentially buy. So let me grab this. Nintendo should buy GameStop and convert them all to Nintendo stores. That would be absolutely horrible. That would be a mistake. That could make Nintendo go bankrupt. Nope. No thanks. As cool as it would be, like that's just, I know you're like just dreaming, but that's such an unrealistic scenario that would be horrible for Nintendo. But they are opening a second store somewhere. I can't remember where. But they were opening up a second Nintendo store somewhere. So it's not just Nintendo New York. Punch-Out! Donkey Kong Country. What about Donkey Kong Country? Donkey Kong Country was revived, back on the Wii? Something like that? DN Megas Dance's Switch Pro reveal in April Direct? I don't think so, but it's possible. They did announce the new Nintendo 3DS XL outside of E3. Switch was announced outside of E3 itself, so it's always possible. I don't think it's going to happen, but it is possible. I can never dismiss the possibility of the unknown. And the Direct is just a rumor. What could be in the Direct is just a rumor. So, yep, sure. Anything's possible. I'm trying not to screw up this post. Trying to get this Pixel Pal light shared. Oh yeah. Pixel Pals. Yeah. Alright. Pixel Pal lights are actually pretty cool. I like them. I kind of wish I had like a collection of them to put in the background of some of my videos. They get a little pricey sometimes, but man, they're cool. They're so cool. As for Punch-Out, yeah, they did revive Punch-Out briefly. Nintendo revives IPs once in a blue moon, but it's not something that they obviously focus on. They have, you can bring up a couple IPs they've revived, and I can name you, 15 of them they didn't. So, yeah, that doesn't really mean much to me. And, like, Punch-Out didn't sell very well, so they stopped making them. Donkey Kong Country did do okay, so they made more of them, and there's probably going to be another Donkey Kong Country, because I think Tropical Freeze has definitely performed well across Wii U and Switch, so I definitely think there'll be another one of those eventually. Whenever Retro is done with the next Metroid Prime, I think they'll probably work on another Donkey Kong Country. So that'll happen. And what I like about Nintendo lately is they are making new IPs. So he had Project Steam on 3DS, which didn't really go well for him, but they tried. I liked the game, but it was a weird concept, so it was going to be hard to accept. We had a $1 super chat by Rigo Romero. Yeah, I was watching some sports earlier, so. Oh, another! Oh, geez! Rigo Romero hits us with another $1. Another $1? Make you holler. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, and obviously Splatoon was a new IP. ARMS was a new IP. So what I like is that Nintendo is getting back into making new IPs. I'd rather them focus on new IPs than reviving old ones. I know we have all those fond memories, like the Wave Race and the F-Zeros of the world, and Kid Icarus's, even though they brought that back briefly for 3DS, who knows if there'll be another one. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I love the Nintendo that focuses on new IPs, so that's just me, though. Everyone has their own opinions. You might rather have them revive things. I'd rather them make more ARMS and Splatoon-style new IPs. But Turok Labo VR shadow dropped. Nintendo Store Japan. Okay, yeah, is that the other Nintendo Store? I knew they were opening up the second one, or already did. Now there's like Pokemon stores opening up, which is really cool. They've had like temporary Pokemon centers before, but now they're going to have like an actual one. Whoa, Punch-Out on Wii actually didn't sell. I told you the bit block, right? Like, I actually thought Punch-Out on Wii was a decent game, but it did not sell well. So, like, that's the thing. It's like they did revive Punch-Out, and it bombed. So why would they keep making more of them? You know? They are a company that cares about... Sushi Strikers. Yeah, that's another new IP they had last year. So, I'd rather them... Like, even though you might not like some of these games, like, I'd rather them work on, like, new IPs. Because there's a reason that these IPs were killed off in the first place, you know, and when they revive them, it doesn't always do well, even when I think the game is good. Like, I thought Punch-Out on Wii was actually pretty decent. I think when they brought it back in arcades, it was better, though, to be fair. They had the Punch-Out on Wii, and at the same time, they brought a Punch-Out version to arcades. The arcade Punch-Out was sick. I don't know if you guys ever played Punch-Out during the Wii era in arcades, because there aren't a lot of arcades around, but man, it was awesome. It was way better than the Wii, way more responsive than the Wii version. Because it was motion controlled too, but like you put on like actual boxing. Oh, it was so cool. Have I seen any videos of Super Mario 64 and Unreal Engine 4? Yes, I have. I've seen a ton of them. Nintendo shut down some of those projects, but I've seen a bunch of them. Everyone says how big Persona 5 is, but it only sold 2.5 million worldwide. Doesn't make sense to put it on Switch. Well, the difference is audiences. It sold 2.5 million, but do the people behind Persona believe there's another 500,000 in sales on Switch? That's the question. It was a big enough IP to get a character in Smash. So you got to remember audiences. You got to remember Nintendo's a Japanese company. It's a Japanese game. Japanese games tend to perform well on Nintendo systems. That's why Nintendo systems get a lot of Japanese games. So that's probably the thinking behind Persona 5. So 2.5 million is a lot, depending on the context of who the developer is and what the game is. For a Western developer, they might look at 2.5 million and say that's dog shit. But that's Western developers. That's not Japanese developers. Like, you know, Octopath Traveler sold 1.5 million, and like Square Enix is like stoked at how much that sold. You know, like Japanese developers don't have the kind of sales standards, and they don't do the kind of overspending that Western studios do. I like a combination of new IPs and revived IPs as well. I just like them to continue all the IPs they currently have going and just keep adding new ones to the mix. It would be nice for some of the IPs that do keep going, like Mario Party and stuff like that, to like actually get proper attention. Like, I like Super Mario Party, but I don't know, like 20 of the mini games just aren't that good, and it has like half of the maps that I think it should have. And the fact you can't play those maps online is really weird. It's like, why even have an online mode if you're not going to let people actually Mario Party online? But I think it's a step in the right direction compared to where Mario Party has been over the past couple entries. Like, I wasn't a big fan of Top 100, and the one before, Mario Party 10 was it? I can't remember. I didn't like those ones, so I like Super Mario Party better than them. But a step in the right direction is different than actually doing the right thing with Mario Party. So I think there's... Sorry, I heard something. Anyways. So we'll see. Xenoblade 2 and Kirby sold 2 million. A good Paper Mario game, F-Zero or Pikmin 4 probably sold the same. For starters, Paper Mario never went away. Paper Mario Color Splash came out at the end of the Wii U life cycle. So we're actually coming up on a new Paper Mario kind of being due one of these years. So Paper Mario wouldn't be a revival because Paper Mario never went anywhere. They've been making Paper Mario games. F-Zero has obviously been gone for a long time. They've already stated they'd only bring it back if they had a new, unique idea for it, which they apparently don't. So I know I'd be happy with just a remaster or something like that, but they apparently don't have any interest in it. And with the sales of Mario Kart, I think they're just focused on Mario Kart, and any racing ideas they have just get put in Mario Kart. Pikmin 4, they never really said that Pikmin 4 was canceled. They have been making Pikmin games since Pikmin initially came out. We had Pikmin 3 on Wii U, so Wii U had a gun. They had Hey Pikmin on 3DS, so who's to say we're not going to get Pikmin 4? That's not a revival of a franchise. That franchise has been ongoing. So again, you're asking for games and franchises that are still ongoing. Give time. Give some time, man. Like, Switch is only a couple years old, man. Give some time. You can't expect everything right away, all right? Give some time. You don't want Nintendo to blow their load all right now. They blow their load right now, they ain't going to have anything for the next few years. They're going to need a Pikmin next year, okay? Like, look at their lineup this year. They're going to need Pikmin next year. They're going to need a Paper Mario game next year or the year after. Like, give them some time. You can't just have everything right now. Maybe those are the games you care about, and that's fine. Like, I know there's games that, like Josh Thomas, the BitBlock, that there's games that he cares about, that he would like to have. But, you know, I'm sure even he understands you're not going to get everything right away. Like, that's just not... Nintendo platforms have never worked. I'm sure he grows a little impatient. Although Yoshi, I think you really like Yoshi. From what I remember, anyways, you really liked Yoshi. I didn't watch your video on it because I'm reviewing the game, so I'm trying not to watch anyone's opinion videos on Yoshi. But I remember you saying that it was really good. So at least I know that's one game on Switch that you really enjoyed, at least based on some comments I saw. Give some time. 7 years isn't enough time for a new Pikmin game. Well, Pikmin 3 didn't come out in 2012, so it hasn't been 7 years. So let's remember that. Pikmin 3 came out in 2013, towards the end of 2013. So 7 years would be towards the end of 2020. So it's only been 6. And if you look at the average release rate of Pikmin, that's actually not that unusual. Pikmin don't come out all the time. They come out like 5-6 years. Every 5-6 years. So like it's pretty normal. So Pikmin I would expect next year. Now if Pikmin doesn't get announced, at least announced next year, then I'd start to worry a bit about Pikmin. Then I'd start to worry, man, did they really think the Pikmin 3 sales were going to be so great that they, you know, on Wii U? I don't know. I would worry about it if we don't hear about Pikmin next year. That's my take on it based on the history of Pikmin games coming out. Because they just did Hey Pikmin, so I'll give them to, you know, not just did it. That was, you know, a few years ago, but give them some time. Next year, if there's not one announced, then I'll start being like, what the hell, man? Come on. Are you actually done with Pikmin? Are you done with Pikmin now? I mean, at least someone in an interview ask them if they're done with Pikmin, please. But I'll worry about that next year. Next year, I think, is a great time to have a Pikmin game come out because there just isn't a lot of big games right now for next year. Hey Pikmin isn't real and it didn't happen. Hey Pikmin's okay. It's kind of like that one Metroid game that came out that everyone got really mad about. If they would have like had Hey Pikmin come but still said don't worry, Pikmin 4 is still coming, I don't think people would have hated on Hey Pikmin as much because it's not that terrible of a game. It's just not Pikmin, right? Just like that Metroid game, it's not Metroid, but it's got Metroid in the name. Metroid Prime in the name. So, Nintendo needs to learn from those situations. Like, you can't bring out, like, oddball spin-offs like that without assuring that the mainline game's coming. Like, you can't keep doing that. That's a way to, like, alienate your fan base. I hope they learn that by now, but Nintendo keeps doing it, so... You know, I mean, you could argue they maybe learned with Metroid because they announced the Metroid 2 remake at the same time they announced Metroid Prime 4 or something like that, or that Metroid Prime 4 was coming. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if that means they learned anything. That's just me though. Why would Nintendo shut the projects instead of hiring them? What projects? I'm super sad Sushi Striker bombed. Yeah, dude, I like Sushi Striker. It's a different kind of game. I think they should have made it like a free-to-play mobile game. I know I hate saying that because that means microtransactions and loot boxes, but I honestly think it would have performed phenomenally on phones. Like, it's a super addicting game, and it has the kind of gameplay where, like, touching and dragging your finger would have worked awesome on phones. But, you know, they decided to make it a 3DS and Switch game, which is fine. I don't mind it being on 3. I just think it would have found a better home. It would have been like Dragalia Lost and Fire Emblem Heroes. It would have did awesome on phones. But what do I know? What do I know? Hey Pikmin was an okay fan game made by a small team. Oh man, fan game. I mean, if you mean Nintendo employees, sure. What about handing the F-Zero over to the studio that made the spiritual successor to F-Zero? You mean, yeah, I know the people that made Fast Racing, right? Fast Racing Neo. Correct. That studio is wholly owned by EA for starters. There was a story that came out about that, by the way. Oh, man. Remember when like Nintendo Life put up a report that like, oh yeah, a new F-Zero game almost happened. It was a fringe Nintendo employee that doesn't even work at Nintendo that contacted them about it. And they said, hey, we're wholly owned by EA, so here's the guy you have to talk to at EA if you want this to happen. And then nothing ever happened. So like, EA and Nintendo don't have the best relationship. So the studio that makes those games, yeah, good luck getting a partnership in place there. Good luck with Nintendo entrusting F-Zero to any EA company. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I understand wanting it to happen, but it's just not going to happen. With EA involved, no, it's just not happening. Someone's hosting me. Oh, Sonic Man the Best is hosting me. Thanks, man. We also had a new subscriber, Anthony Albert, and then 5 minutes ago we had Snaggy Gold 57 who subscribed. I think that's it. I think those are the only new subscribers in the stream. Thank you guys for subbing. Yeah, I think Shinnen's owned by EA now, and there was another studio too. God, because there was the two indie studios that make those really super fast racing games, and EA like snatched them both up or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. I just know that the whole thing is just, I'd rather not deal with. I mean, I don't mind. The thing is, I don't hate EA, but like Nintendo and EA don't get along. Now, if they could find someone to, like, here's the thing. Here's what can give you hope for an F-Zero game if you're hoping Nintendo would outsource it, is Cadence of Hyrule. So Nintendo has never really let an indie studio work with their IP before. It just hasn't happened. Not like this. They've let a couple cameos. But like a full-on crossover of like Crypt of the Necrodancer and Zelda, like that's insane. Nintendo's never entrusted their IP like that. So that could give you hope that they could find an indie studio that might want to do F-Zero. But we'll see. I won't get your hopes up. Behind you, to your left. You actually enjoyed Federation? I think Federation, it's just like with Hey Pikmin. I don't think Hey Pikmin's a bad game. I don't think Federation Force is a bad game. But they were tied to IPs that at the time fans were waiting for the next big one. And they didn't announce the next big one, and they gave you those games instead. So it kind of ruined any chance those games had. Yeah, I from what I heard, BitBlock, they were purchased like 2 months ago. But I could be wrong. That's just what I heard. There wasn't like an official press release on it, I don't think. So, who knows? Maybe they weren't bought. I don't know. All I know is that Nintendo has never trusted their IPs to indies until Cadence of Hyrule, so who knows? Is Mario Kart's success the reason? Well, yeah, I mean, Mario Kart's success is huge. Since they stopped making F-Zero, Mario Kart blew up. So I've said all along, the reason that they don't make F-Zero games is because of Mario Kart. Any idea they have for a racing game just works better in Mario Kart. Shigeru Miyamoto came out and has said several times they won't make a new F-Zero game unless they have a new unique idea for F-Zero. The problem is that every racing idea they get just works in Mario Kart. So they don't know what to do with this fast style racing game, especially now that Mario Kart has fast style racing in it. 200cc. Like, they just made fast style racing a thing in Mario Kart. So it's I think it's tough for Nintendo to wrap their minds around multiple IPs in the same genre, having their own unique ideas. I mean, why don't we have another action adventure game from Nintendo? Think about that for a moment. Why don't we have another action adventure game? It's just Zelda. There's nothing else. Not anymore. Because any ideas they get just go to Zelda. It feels weird too, because they have a zillion platformers. And they have no problem having unique ideas for different platformers. But for some reason, there are certain genres that are like, hey man, we can only do one thing. Any idea we have just works good in the one thing we got. I don't know why that is. Nintendo is a weird company like that. I don't know why it's that way. Excite bots trick racing. Oh man. What's Sega been working on? I don't know. I haven't paid much attention. I mean, they have a new Total War Warhammer 2 is coming out. I know that. By that studio they own, Criteria. Oh God, what is the studio they own that makes Creative Assembly? Creative Assembly is the one that makes that, and Sega owns them. Been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's a fine game. It is a fine game. Bothers me is the bad AI. I had some of my buddies on my side kill the wrong person. Enemies get stuck in walls. Yeah, that issue exists in a lot of games. It was better in Origins. Assassin's Creed Origins didn't have that problem as bad. And so you can kind of tell that Odyssey was didn't have as much development time behind it as Origins did. It could have used an extra year. But I think they knew that, because notice they took a year off, right? They're taking a year off anyway. So I think they're learning with Assassin's Creed that they don't want to make it they're going to skip a year every now and then and do back-to-back. Skip a year every now and then and do back-to-back. Because it's creating higher quality games. Odyssey is still way ahead of where Unity was. So they're learning. They're learning that Assassin's Creed needs more time in development than they were giving it in the past. Which I think they were only giving 3 years. I think a good Assassin's Creed game needs 4 or 5 years. Because they have 3 different development teams working on Assassin's Creed, from what I remember. Maybe it might have changed on. They might have restructured, but F-Zero Labo Edition. What do you think the next Zelda remake or remaster is going to be? I mean, the next new one, it's got to be Skyward Sword, right? It has to be Skyward Sword. I know it's weird saying that because we just got Link's Awakening. And now there's that A Link to the Past thing floating out there, but it's got to be Skyward Sword, right? If they don't remaster or port or HDify Skyward Sword this gen, it's never going to happen. So, I don't know. I would like to see Skyward Sword get a second chance at life. I think people who miss dungeons in Breath of the Wild would really appreciate having Skyward Sword on the platform. Because there's some pretty good dungeons in Skyward Sword. Why can they talk normally underwater? Who talk normally underwater? Switch Pro should have the power of a Soldier game. Very happy the direct is due. The direct leaks seem to be staying legit as of recently. Sure. Did you go over Yoshi selling 50,000 in Japan? I covered that in a Prime News. Prime News. I don't want to be a chicken. I don't want to be a duck. Just getting some stuff scheduled here for the next day. Oh, they talk fine underwater in Assassin's Creed. Yeah, no, they've kind of always been that way. It's weird. I know. I don't talk to a lot of people underwater, but it's weird. This is true. The dungeons are really dang good in the Skyward Sword. Yeah, they are. The Skyward Sword will be on the Wii Online app. I didn't miss dungeons at all. Yeah, I mean, I was cool with all the dungeons. I don't mind if they come back too, but like I do it. Breath of the Wild is my favorite game of all time. So obviously everything else I did well. Maybe forget about the dungeons. If NVIDIA makes those RTX cards, is it hard to make a decently more powerful Tegra card for future Switch using whatever techniques they use to get the card smaller and more powerful? Is it hard? No. Is it hard to make it affordable? Different story. Wait for my video tomorrow. We got a lot to talk about with Switch Pro. A lot to talk about with Switch Pro. Wait for tomorrow. I got a video in the works that I need to do some finalized. I have most of the research done, but I got to do some finalized double checking on some facts tomorrow morning before I record it, and then the editing won't be too hard on it. So I'll get that out the door for you guys probably tomorrow at like 1 p.m. or so, unless there's some big news. Then I got to push it, but. So I got the podcast in the morning, have that video come out around 1, and then have Prime News come out at 5. That's kind of my goal for tomorrow, unless some big news happens that I have to push the discussion video to later. But when do the financials come out? End of the month? I'm not sure which day. I have not heard them schedule the exact date yet, but it's usually the end of this month. If they would implement motion controls in handheld mode, no, they would remap them to traditional controls, and people have already done that with emulators on PC, so it's entirely possible. The Wii Shop channel is still up the other day. Someone said it was up. I didn't believe them, but I was wrong. It's still online. Nice. Do you think Ubisoft should just unlock all the pilots and weapons for Starlink if you own the game in either form? No. I mean, I think they should someday. I don't know. Like, it's tough because you don't want to screw people who spent all the money to have all that stuff by just giving it to people for free, right? So it's a tough situation for them to be in with that game flopping. Obviously, in hindsight, they would have handled the game differently, but I don't know, man. Like they're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. Like, if they don't, people are going to be like, well, what the hell, man? We're not making the toys anymore. And then if you do, people who bought all the crap are going to be like, what the hell, man? Why did I spend all this money? So, like, hey, I don't envy that situation that they're sitting in with that game right now. But hey, we're getting free content updates, which is cool. So hopefully that turns out to be pretty awesome. Let me see here. What if they made a chart to buy the game like with other games? We love you, Nate. Thanks. Do you think God, I haven't seen No Homo in a long time. Guys, you don't need to say that. It's all good. Do you think we will get the Secret of Mana remake on Switch? Probably not. The reason we're not going to get it is it was very poorly received and it did not sell well. So why would they bring a poorly received, crappy version of Secret of Mana to the Switch that no one wants and no one's going to buy? At least I don't want it, and it's my second favorite game of all time. It looks like garbage. It is so unfaithful. Or maybe it's like almost too faithful to the original visuals. It's like almost too faithful to the point that it's like disgusting. Like, those original visuals worked because of what they were at the time. Just, they ruined it, man. They ruined Secret of Mana. Like, ugh. You think Switch Mini will have the same size screen as regular Nintendo Switch? No, it'll be smaller. At least I think it'll be smaller. It might not be, but in my opinion, it's going to be like this, and might even have a clamshell design where it folds down. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. And any guess is as good as mine. I haven't really heard anything about the Switch Mini other than that it exists, and it's not going to be called Switch Mini. I can't remember. I don't know what it's going to be called, but someone told me it's not going to be called Switch Mini. Of course, I mean, they're not going to be called Switch Mini and Switch Pro. That's just like the easiest way for us to formulate our minds around these products. They're going to have some funky Nintendo name because that's what Nintendo does. In before someone reminds me, what about the Game Boy Micro? Yeah, because that sold so well. What happened to all my digital games on Xbox One X when the next Xbox comes out? Can I just re-download them on the new one? I don't know. I mean, can you re-download all your 360 ones? That should answer your question. If you can re-download your 360 ones, then sure. I'm sure you can. If you can't, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That's a good question for people who pay a lot more attention to Microsoft. Someone gave me $1 on Steam for a digital card. No use to me. But they can unlock things in games online. What was the first game I ever played? Punch-Out. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Switch Mini will be a smartwatch. It'll play the games, but only 7 games will work on it. You like the Game Boy Micro? There's nothing wrong with the Game Boy Micro. It just didn't sell well. I understood what they were trying to do. It just, I don't know. It's like they created a product people didn't ask for. That's the problem. Like, no one was complaining about the size of the Game Boy Advance as it was. And, like, the Game Boy Micro was a neat thing. Kind of a novelty item, though. Not really, like, you could tell by looking at it, like, dude, that's not mainstream. Who's buying that for their kids? Like, that's not mainstream. No one's buying that damn thing. That looks like something you get out of a Crackle Barrel box. Like, Switch Mini is going to be called the Nintendo Switch Portable. Jeez. Nintendo Switch Watch is $50. Did I own an NES-themed Game Boy SP? Nope. Fun fact, I never owned a Game Boy SP. I rocked the OG Game Boy Advance all the way till the end. My dad owned an SP. And I did play on my dad's SP sometimes. But, nah, man. OG Game Boy Advance with one of those damn lights coming out of the charge port. Rocked that bad boy the whole generation. I even have it still somewhere. I don't remember where I put it. So I know it's not back in the collection. It's in some box somewhere. OG all the way. Switch Mini internal storage will be 4 gigabytes. Oh, jeez. Do you think we'll ever get a Netflix or Stadia app for Switch? Netflix? I have no idea. The fact we don't have Netflix yet tells me we're probably not ever getting it. Stadia? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know if there's been talks between Nintendo and Google on it. I know Google wants it on everything, so it's a question of if Nintendo's going to let them do it. So I don't know. The Worm Light. Yeah, dude, the Worm Light. And the funny thing is, okay, so the Worm Light, right? I was using it on the OG Game Boy. I used a damn converter to use it on the Game Boy Advance. Like, I was using the OG Game Boy Worm Light I had converted with a converter plug on the Game Boy Advance. Dude, I used that same light for like 20 years, I swear. Between Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, I swear for like 20 years I was using that damn Worm Light. The OG. It never died, man. I know it was an LED light even way back in like the early 90s, but man, God, I used that thing forever. Couldn't even buy a new one. Couldn't even buy one that had the right plug. Had to buy a converter plug. Oh my God. Those days, man. Those days. Like, even right now, with the light I have right now, I wouldn't really be able to play Game Boy Advance. I'd almost have to turn on my studio lights and hold it up to the studio light for me to even see. God, it's hard to imagine going back to a day when there's no backlit screen. Why are graphics so big relatively if the chip itself is only 7 nanometers or 10 or whatever? Then what is all this other stuff? I probably sound pretty dumb to you. Why? Oh. Well, believe it or not, not everything's located on the GPU. So the RAM's usually not on the GPU. So you gotta space for the RAM modules. So like when you talk about VRAM's usually not on the chip. VRAM is around the chip. In addition to that, everything else is about power delivery. GPUs are massive because of power delivery. Power delivery. You can't just take the chip and just jam a power source directly into it. The chip's going to overheat. Yeah, you got to have power delivery management options. And GPUs suck a lot of power. The RTX cards suck a lot of power. So you got to have a big PCB, big heat sinks, big fans. Like you realize that like 3/4 of the size of the card is just cooling, right? like if you ever take apart a GPU, The actual chip will be like this big, right? It'll be like that big. And then the actual PCB will be like this. Like, it's so tiny. But it needs so much cooling. Like, a vast majority of a graphics card is just cooling. It's insane how much cooling a GPU, they get so damn hot. Ubisoft not making any more physical toys for Starlink. Should they just unlock all the content for whoever already owns the game? I already answered that question earlier, Shadow King. I don't know. Because there are people that paid for the content, and it's not fair to them to just give everyone else the content for free. I think they're damned if they do and damned if I think they're just going to piss off people no matter what. So I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're just going to be like, look, this is the way the game is. You can buy all the content digitally. We're just going to leave it alone. I don't think they're going to do it. As for should they do it, again, I don't know, because there are people who bought all the content. Like, is it fair to those people that you just give that content away for free now? It's not. So it's like, you don't need that's the thing. If you could only get that content physically, that's one thing. But, like, you can buy it digitally. Every single ship and every single pilot are available to purchase digitally in the game. So they're not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. Netflix is $9 billion in debt. They have maybe $12 billion in revenue. Maybe someone could buy them, but not sure if Netflix is a private-owned company. There's also streaming rights. Netflix will be all right. They'll be all right. Netflix will be just fine. They'll be all right. The problem Netflix had is they basically over-invested in themselves. Like, think about how many Netflix shows and movies they have going on. Like, there's so many. They thought they could basically be like 30 HBOs in one company, which they're finding out was a mistake. They got to cut costs. They'll be fine. Netflix will be fine. They'll bounce back. Companies that bring in a lot of money are like, they can handle a lot of debt. Do I have a Game Gear? Nope, I never owned one, but Eric did. Cement that never hardens. It's proven. You watched that Linus Tech Tips video, didn't you? Where they cooled the computer with cement and it had better temperatures than distilled water? You know what video they put up today? Just run a cold faucet into a bucket with ice and then use an underwater pump and just pump that back around through your computer. And for less than $50, you get a better water cooling solution than traditional water cooling in radiators. You can literally knock 30 degrees temperatures off your cards and CPUs. Granted, you're risking condensation everywhere. You got to keep refilling the bucket with ice all the time. But hey, you know what? It runs 30 degrees cooler, so it's worth it. Marcus Stoneman, thank you so much for subscribing. How long do Soldier Watch gets ray tracing? I don't know, man. But hit up Soldier Boy. He'll release a new one tomorrow with ray tracing, guaranteed. Twitch is more likely to come to Switch than Netflix. Yes, especially since I think Twitch and Amazon are actually working together with Nintendo on that Nintendo Switch Online deal. So I think Amazon Prime's coming in. We're going to come to Switch 2 here pretty soon. What exactly is the link to the Best Buy listing supposed to imply? Another remake? Yeah, that's what it seems to be inferring anyways. Let's see here. Which games would drive you crazy as hell if it gets announced in next Nintendo Direct E3 showcase? It doesn't have to be realistic. Well, a brand new Breath of the Wild sequel or prequel would make me probably pee myself. I'd be so excited. So I'm a big Zelda guy, so like my jaw would drop to the floor, I'm sure. As long as it's not terrible. Anyone else have an audio? I just bumped my mic, if that's what you meant by audio issues. Ice, genius. Disney now owns a majority share of Hulu at 60%, but Disney also has Disney Plus. I don't think it officially releases yet. What could we do to not being able to stream movies in other countries due to streaming rights? Disney, you gotta remember, Disney owns a lot of TV stations, and a lot of their shows are still going to be on Hulu. Disney Plus is going to be for like Disney movies, Disney shows, like Disney things that have Disney in the name. There are plenty of shows on other channels they own that don't have Disney in the name, and those will stay on Hulu. So, later, Brendan. With people mad over the Epic Games Store's exclusivity, I believe people are being mad at the wrong people. They should be mad at Steam. Steam could easily drop their cut to 10%. Sure. And Epic will just bounce back and drop their cut to 5%. Epic has shown they're not going to let Steam undercut them. So what Steam has to do to compete directly with what Epic is doing is they have to throw money around at developers and say, hey, keep your game on our platform, here's some money. They're not going to do that, even though Valve has more money than God. Or, I mean, get this, Valve. You want to knock out Epic, just make games again. I mean, I know it's a novel concept. I mean, Left 4 Dead 3, Half-Life 3, Portal 3, the threes. Make games again. And no one's going to give a crap about Epic Store. Make games again. You stop making games. Now you have a competitor coming in using ruthless tactics to try to steal some of the market from you. And you forgot that you built that market up because your store was the only place to get Valve games on PC. You forget this, Valve. So just make games again, and no one's going to give a crap about Epic. But kind of dug their own grave. That someone was going to come along eventually and try to take it hard to Steam, because the primary reason that Steam succeeded was Valve games, and they're not there anymore. They're just kind of living off of the legacy content. I mean, they're not living off of it, obviously. They make billions of dollars off of Steam pretty much every freaking day. But live in Wisconsin, you can get Epic overclocking with just outdoor air. Only in the winter. We get hot. We get really hot summers, man. We get hot and humid summers. It's not fun. Summers, I'd rather be in Arizona during the summer than be in Wisconsin during the summer, man. Dry heat is nothing compared to humid heat, let me tell you. You get 98 degrees with 90% humidity, and you tell me if you'd rather be here or be in 115-degree dry heat in Arizona. Let me tell you, you do not want to be in high humidity heat. It sucks. If Twitch came to Switch, would the Switch be powerful enough to live stream directly from the system? Don't know. Do you think Nintendo will make other 3D Mario game in the vein of 3D Land and 3D World after Odyssey's success? Don't know. What's going on with Bethesda's game on the Switch? Selling physical games that are pretty much empty cartridges? Don't know. When does the Nintendo Prime Store release? It already exists. We sell merchandise. Nintendo Prime, would you rather play a game at 60 FPS, ultra settings, maxed out 4K with HDR, or 144 FPS at medium settings, 1080p? Depends on the game. Some games don't need high frame rates. So like a single player Skyrim-like experience, give me 4K HDR 60 FPS. But like Fortnite, give me 1080p 144 FPS. Like, I ruin every joke, Sonic Man. You should know that by now. I ruin every joke. I make nothing worth joking about. I'm such a joke killer over here. I take everything seriously. That's the problem. Wind chill factor, humidity, heat factor. Oh, dude, it's bad in Wisconsin. I mean, it's nice when we're swimming, of course. I mean, it's nice to go swimming in just normal heat. So I guess I don't want to say that. It kind of sucks, actually, because you get out of like a cold lake or a cool lake, and then like you're just dead because you get weighted down by all that humid air. Oh, it sucks. Hate it. But hey, I can't complain, because like for 10 days this summer, I'll be out in LA where it's not really humid. So hoping it's hot though, because I want to swim in the pool at the hotel and actually enjoy it. Last year when I went to E3 and I swam in the pool, it was kind of cool. It was actually hotter in Wisconsin than it was in LA last year, the week I was there for E3. So it was kind of weird. Like, it didn't feel bad. It's not like it ever was cold. You know, like, 72 degrees, so cold. Like, that's perfect weather for me. I just, like, it was like 80 plus in Wisconsin when I was there, and only 70 in LA. It was really weird. It's just the way weather's going these days. Everything's backwards. I thought a while back you said the Tegra X1 could easily stream 4K content. Yeah, it could stream, like, 4K Netflix and stuff, yeah. It already does. There's NVIDIA Shield TVs that are doing 4K Netflix, 4K, you know, Amazon Prime or whatever. Like, yeah, I can stream 4K content. Why? Why does that matter? Being able to stream videos to your platform is different than streaming a video game from your platform to theirs. So, yeah, 4K content streaming is one thing. 4K streaming, like streaming your video game out to something on the platform your video game is running on, there's a reason that, like, on PCs, they suggest having, like, an 8-core processor for that. Like, that's what they're asking. They're asking if it's possible to even stream games from Switch to Twitch. Not if you can watch Twitch streams on Switch. Of course you can. Of course you can. That's not a problem. Did I miss your answer to my question above? What was your question? Good evening. Would you happen to know what the top of the line stylus is for Nintendo Switch? No idea. Never even thought about using the stylus. Give me a second. I literally have never thought about using a stylus on Switch. I mean, the type of screen it is, the good styluses are already known. I mean, this is one I've used, not on here. Let me link you this one. This is a stylus I have used on other platforms I really like, and I love it because you get a whole bunch of different types of tips. So if like you don't like the tip it's with, you have a whole bunch of different types of tips to suit what you're doing. And it's not even that expensive. Give me a second here, and I'll drop a link in the chat. This is just one I have experience with, and so I know it's good. But I've never used it on Switch. But it works on all types of touchscreens. So it's not like one you have to worry about. Oh, is it even going to work on touchscreen? Like, yeah, it'll work on the Switch. Let me get you a link here. There you go. Here's the. Oh, I gotta open the chat over here. Is there really 69 people watching right now? Do I have 69? Hold on. Are there actually 69 viewers right now? And my Streamlabs is just not updating. That can't be right. There can't be 69 people watching now. Who's watching this stream? There's not supposed to be anyone watching it. No, there's 71. What is going on? Why are there so many people watching the stream? Literally, it's a generic thumbnail that says, whatever, I'm working. What is going on? Why? This is like more than I get on an average live stream. What is going on? Apparently Sunday nights are just a thing. Every time I stream on Sunday nights, I have really huge numbers. Is it because no one else does anything on Sunday nights? So we're all just kind of bored while we wait for Monday to come around? Quick, do something controversial. 73. I see 71 on my side. Maybe it's at 73. I don't know. Hopefully my Nintendo Direct video didn't get killed. Now I'm worried that my Nintendo Direct video got killed when there's this many viewers in a stream. Holy crap, I gained a lot of subscribers over the past hour. Yeah, 72 watching. What is going on? 97% liked it. It's like, what is going on right now? You guys are really do you guys actually like this stream? Do I need to do just some more random whatever streams? Forget the topics, forget the Q&As, just do whatever the heck I feel like doing and just label it something weird? I want to direct Mr. Snappy Paws. I hear you. Promote your video. Yeah, you guys saw my recent video, my 3-minute long video on the Nintendo Direct Day, right? Actually, the video I wouldn't mind promoting is my expectations and desires for the Direct, huh? How about that? I like that video. I'm proud of that video. Podcast, too. By the way, podcast lands tomorrow at 10 a.m. Episode 103. Got some pretty cool topics in that one. What if my counter says 720,000 views on my stream? I would call you a liar. That's what I'd call you, a liar. That would be an insane, like a PewDiePie or something would have had to share my stream for that to happen. People from that video are now in the channel. Are now here in the channel. You mean here in the chat? Somebody said F0 when I joined. Hey, Mr. Snappy Paws hits us with $1.99. That means he's doing it from an iPhone, I think. Yeah, baby. Thank you, Mr. Snappy Paws. Appreciate the support. That brings our total super chats tonight up to like $6. Woo! $6 tonight. 70 plus people with. That's all right. I never expect super chats and donations. If they come in, cool. If they don't, they don't. It's all good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the support. Jokes on you, I already watched. Well, it's only 3 minutes long, right? The stream's been going on for an hour and a half. It's only 3 minutes long, so I'm sure almost everyone in the chat's probably already watched it. Sonic 47. There's a whole bunch of new names in the channel. Like Sonic 47 Central says I like this stream. Just randomly chatting about stuff as I'm like doing work. 2 types of screen, capacitive and resistive. I forgot which one. One for your fingers. The other, the 3DS screen, is meant for a stylus. Yeah, no, you can use a stylus on any touchscreen. But there are certain styluses that won't work on certain touchscreens because of the difference between them. But the stylus I linked on Amazon will work on either one. So, and it's got the tips and the appropriate tips to switch out to make it happen. That's what's so nice about the stylus that I have, is it works on everything. It doesn't matter what your touchscreen is. That's a medium Papa John's pizza. What? $1.99 is a medium Papa John's pizza? Or the $6 I made is a medium Papa John's pizza. I've gotten all your video notifications except for live streams, which is weird. That is weird. Hey, at least you're getting my video notifications. That's the important one. I think those are more important. Best pizza I ever had? Fat Tomato Pizza in LA. Fat Tomato Pizza is amazing. If you've ever been to LA or you ever go to LA, look them up. They have like 3 different shops. I've had a pizza from all of them. They're all fantastic. Fat Tomato Pizza is the bomb. Watched WrestleMania? Nope. Like, I know Kofi Kingston won, but that's because it was all over Twitter. I don't know anything else because I haven't been on Twitter since. Sorry if I just spoiled that for people that were like going to watch it later. My bad. Probably shouldn't have said that. But I don't watch WrestleMania, so I just don't care. I was that one guy that argued with you on Arlo's Pikmin 4 video. I don't even know if you remember that. No hard feelings, right? No, I don't have any hard feelings, man. I get in like little, I don't want to say arguments. Let's just say conversations, heated debates, right? I tend to get in heated debates in comment sections all the time, but I never have hard feelings towards who I'm talking about. I totally respect people's opinions that are different from mine. Even though I know sometimes in like a comment it doesn't come across that way, right? Because like, you know, you'll be vehemently arguing the thing you believe in. The other person's vehemently arguing the thing they believe in, and so it comes across as mean, I guess. But I honestly am not mad about any of those. Like it's cool, have your opinion. Like I got in a debate with someone today on one of my videos, and it's like I'm not mad at the person. Like he has his opinion. It's cool. Like it's whatever. You know, I'm not actually upset about it. Just having a heated debate. I love heated debates. I love just debates. They're fun. You might be able to get a stylus from 3DS to work on Switch if you press really hard, causing your screen to break. Just shove it all the way through the screen. How powerful do you think the Switch Pro will be? Let's just get the 1 T-flop, huh? Let's just get the 1 T-flop before we worry about the rest. Just wait for my Switch Pro video tomorrow. I got a Switch Pro video tomorrow coming out with some interesting look-ins at a few things. It's another speculative video, but there's actually some sources and some evidence behind certain things, certain chips. Just wait for my video, because I'm not 100% sure the direction the video is going yet. I have a pretty good idea, but I need to finalize my research tomorrow. Basically, it means I have to go relook all of my sources and make sure they're solid and everything. That would still be a big improvement to the 470, yeah, obviously. 1 million T-flops, take it or leave it. It's hard to interpret dialect and emotion in a YouTube comment. I really disagree with you. Yeah, I mean, And even when I am upset, like I'm angrily typing at the time, like I'm just in the moment, you know. Like, have you ever been like in the moment where you're in like a heated, passionate debate with like a friend, and like you'll raise your voice, and then like afterwards you're like, oh, I'm not really mad. Like, why? Like, it's a dumb thing. I'm not really mad about it. But when you're in the heat of the moment, right? Like, I call it a passion. You're just passionate about what you're talking about. And then afterwards, you're like, oh, I probably didn't have to raise my voice. Like, I probably shouldn't have did that. And that happens to you too. Like, I'll be like, so like, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm not really that mad. Like, okay, let your passion dial your passion back a bit, and remember, that's just a person with an opinion. It's all right. I think the whole world could do better if they just like backed off a bit and said, just someone with a different opinion than you. It's okay. Like, everyone has their own opinions. Because usually that's what people end up debating is opinions. They'll argue facts, but the facts to support an opinion, right? Like, most arguments on the internet are over facts, over people interpreting facts to support their opinion. So in the end, people are just arguing about their opinions most of the time. From what especially in gaming, it's almost always an argument over a subjective opinion. With Avengers Endgame coming to theaters, what news do you expect from Marvel Alliance? Shadow drop at April? I don't think it's going to be Shadow drop, no. I think they would have liked to have it drop around the time it comes out, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I honestly don't think the game's ready yet, but I could be wrong. So, and it's going to have a physical copy. It's really hard to shadow drop a physical game. There's going to be a physical version of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, so like you can't really shadow drop that. All the shadow drops are like hardly ever physical copies of games. So you got to kind of wait. Please check my PayPal donations. Yeah, I can do. Guys, if you do donate through PayPal, through the PayPal link, because I have a direct PayPal link donation, or a direct donation PayPal thing. Let me know, because I don't get notifications, don't pop up for it. Okay, I see that one. Let me add it to my donations. Thank you, and I'll say thank you again in a second as I add it to the donations. Add a donation. Thank you so much, Matthew Campos, for your $5 make your holla donation. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for telling me to check my donations and get that added to the donation stuff. So thank you so much. That way I have it all tracked properly. Just keep the PayPal open for a brief moment. I don't like keeping the PayPal open, but we'll keep it open for a little bit here. Why did Sony sell Super Mario to Nintendo? What? Go to Quora. I got an email from them, and someone asked this question. Good thing you were sitting down, because I cannot think of any explanation. Why did Sony sell... Dude, there's some weird questions on Quora. I thought I'll make it a video where I just go through Quora and find all Nintendo-related questions and just see like how legit they are and answer the questions, or if they're just laughable, laugh at the questions. Or facepalm at the question. That might be a facepalm question. Have I ever played Sonic the Lost World, The Legend of Zelda crossover stage? Yeah, I played that entire game, dude. It's one of my favorite Sonic games. So yes, I have. There's no making sense of that question. The base Tiger X1 with as much power from the wall at base speeds like the NVIDIA Shield TV is as powerful as an Xbox One. Look it up. It's close. There are some advantages the X1 has if it can run at its top speeds over an Xbox One, and there's some disadvantage it has to an Xbox One as well. It's kind of like a Wii U situation where like the Wii U is more powerful than an Xbox 360, but then in some ways is less powerful than an Xbox 360. It's one of those situations where it's definitely a hell of a lot more comparable than it is now. But, you know, Switch, because of heat reasons, can't get to that. So if they could take the Tegra X1 and just die shrink it, that might be able to get it to you know, base speeds, but we'll see. Again, it's all speculation right now. My passion for Pikmin 4 is pretty ridiculous. I'm hoping for the game. I just don't expect it to happen anytime soon. That's probably the best way. Like, have your passion, but don't expect it. I want Pikmin 4 to happen. I think Pikmin 4 2020. I'm sticking with Pikmin 4 in 2020. If we don't at least get it announced or talked about in 2020, I might be making a video about is Pikmin dead. It's like the Pikmin franchise dead. I really don't want to make that video. I really want them to just talk about it next year. I think it should put a Samsung Galaxy 10 Plus screen on the Switch Pro without the hole punch. The reason that they went with the plastic screen is because you're not going to shatter it. So it's actually more durable. While a plastic screen is more susceptible to scratching, it's less susceptible to cracking. So like it's actually more durable in some ways. That's why Nintendo went with plastic. I don't think they're going to go away from plastic. So why was Bumblebee the only Transformer movie true to Gen 1 Transformers? I don't know. I was never a big Transformers guy growing up, so I don't even know anything about. I didn't read the comics. I didn't watch the cartoons. So I saw a few of the movies, and that was about it. So I couldn't begin to have a conversation on Transformers in comparison to what Transformers was before the movies. What new features or enemies, Shy Guy, do you hope to see in Super Mario Maker 2? Gosh, that would require me remembering all the enemies that are in Super Mario Maker. I don't remember all the enemies that are in Super Mario Maker because I didn't play it as much as I thought I would. So, I mean, Shy Guy, I guess, is one that, sure. It's hard for me to have that conversation when I'm not sure what all the enemies were in the original. How many games before the Bucks make a first round exit? 0, because they're not exiting in the first round. I would almost stake money they're going to go 4-0 and be able to chill until round 2. Those teams that are fighting at the bottom of the East are not good. They're not good teams. I wish there was a 6 or more T-flop Nintendo Switch. I mean, sure. I think everyone would love that. It'll probably cost $1,000, but when I finished Pikmin 3, I joked about how I couldn't wait to play Pikmin 4 in 2022. I'm starting to think I jinxed myself. Well, if it comes out in 2022, I know who to blame. Sonic 47 Central. Hold on, I got to ingrain your name in my head. Okay, Sonic 47 Central. If Pikmin 4 doesn't come out to 2022, it's your fault. I'm going to make a video on it. I'm going to be like, guys, Sonic 47 Central is why Pikmin 4 came out in 2022 and didn't come out years ago. It's all his fault. And I don't know what else I'll say. Maybe I'll just play some jazz flute. You're a Transformers expert. Nice. What's more likely, Reggie announcing Mother 3 or Metroid Prime Trilogy as a farewell to Nintendo fans? Metroid Prime Trilogy is way more likely than Mother 3. You could write a 2,000-word essay on it. Nice. I didn't mean the plastic versus glass thing. I meant the 1440 X3 40p screen with HDR10 Plus. They're not going to do that. Not going to do it. Battery life, battery life, battery life, battery life, battery life, battery life, battery life. Like, my phone right here has a better battery than the Switch does, and the battery life when I game is still really garbage. So, no. Just no. I suppose I didn't even have to check PayPal. I could have just I do get notifications of donations to PayPal on my phone. I guess I could just check my phone. Here is my Quora question, just for your craps and giggles. Why was I destined to make this post? Please, I want someone to answer this. Odds that the April Direct is Reggie's goodbye and that he gives us Mother 3. I don't think he's giving us Mother 3. I would love for it to happen, but I don't think he's going to do it. But I think if it happens before April 15th, I think there's a chance Reggie's going to be in it. At least in the North American one, obviously. He won't be in all of them worldwide. But thanks, I feel so special. You're not gonna feel special when I get angry in that video on why we had to wait for Pikmin 4. Setting aside hardware revisions, how much can Nintendo do on software to better improve the OG Switch? Or is it setting aside hardware revision? How much can Nintendo do on software to better improve the OG Switch, or is it mainly on the game? It's mainly on game development. Am I editing a video? No, I'm not editing a video. I am curious if I could render a video while live streaming with my new computer, though. I do want to try it sometime. Because you guys remember, I edited a video once on live stream, and then I rendered it and the stream crashed. I'm curious if now, having 8 cores and 16 threads, because when I render videos, it only uses 80%. So is the 20% I have left over enough to live stream? Because right now, I'm only using 11 to 13% of my CPU to live stream right now. So, in theory, that means I could render a video and live stream at the same time. I don't have a video ready to hit render on, though, right now. Nate sleeps for 3 hours. Dude, yeah. Like, I average 3 to 4 hours a night. Life of a working parent. A working parent with 3 kids. With 1 kid, it was never this bad. Odds that Reggie says my body is ready for retirement. He kind of did that in his announcement video. Am I referring to the CPU? What are we talking about here? Does Nintendo of Canada have a president or just a GM? Articles will sometimes say president instead of general manager. Reggie is as president and CEO of Nintendo of America. That includes Canada. Nintendo of America presides over Nintendo of Canada. So Canada just has a general manager. Yep. So Nintendo of America presides over Mexico and Canada too. Am I all right? No, I'm fine. I was talking to my fiance. That's all. I'm fine. I'm good. Using Wi-Fi eats at battery life, so maybe don't use it unless docked. That was heavy breathing. Yeah, it's a Ryzen build, 2700X. If you use the Switch in airplane mode, the battery life is amazing. I know. I did it last year when I went to E3. ASMR, heavy breathing. Try re-rendering just to test. All right. I do have a video right here I can re-render quick. It's the video. It's that 3-minute video I did. Testing. I'm just going to call it testing. Here we go. Are you ready? I'm about to hit render. Let's see if the stream crashes. Here we go. I hit render. Or if it lags. The stream could lag. Let's see. See what's going on. Oh. Well, CPU usage jumped. The render's going. The render's taking longer than it usually does. But is the stream still going? Am I smooth? Am I choppy? Is my computer going to crash? Is it smooth? Is it choppy? Nothing so far. Okay. So, granted, this is not a super intense video, by the way. There's not like a lot of heavy edits in this one. Smooth. I knew it. I knew I'd be able to stream and render at the same time. Hell yeah. It's awesome. Perfect. Google image, Aoki. You promise it's family friendly? No, I was reading my phone. I was reading my phone, guys. I was reading my phone. My fiance texted me. I am Googling that right now. It's family friendly, huh? So I Googled it, and I see a creepy Michael Jackson face, another creepy face, some anime thing. Definitely related, like Michael Jackson is horrifying, escape the Aoki. Like, this doesn't look that family friendly. Looks like a horror game-ish. Family friendly to me means my kids wouldn't be scared of it. There is a pink man behind him. Sure is. Someone finally noticed. Someone finally noticed the pink man behind me. Someone finally noticed it. Can you imagine what next-gen games will be like on the new consoles now that they're going to have Ryzen CPUs in them? Probably Ryzen. I'm not 100% sure on that. They're going to move from the 8 Jaguar mobile cores to 8... Yeah, I mean... Yeah, because I have a PC that has that. So, why is there a pink man behind me? You should have been asking that question a while ago. I'm not even going to answer. Not even gonna give you an answer. It took you this long to notice, so why should I answer something that I already know? Like, hey Nate, Samsung has an app for Windows, so you can text or reply back without using your phone. But it does need to be connected to Wi-Fi. Well, yeah, that's just Wi-Fi texting. That's been a thing. That's been around forever. Oh, wait. It's a bear. It's a bear. We still have 55 people watching this garbage stream. I swear this is like one of the worst streams I've ever done. I feel like I need to cut this stream off just because it's like an embarrassment to my usual stream quality. And like even now, like I'm having random pauses because I'm reading text from my fiance instead of being get up here, cheese. Oh man, am I gonna make an E3 2019 prediction video? Sure, but we're not even to May yet, so come on, way too soon for that. I'd rather be way late to the party and release it after E3 comes out. I get back from E3. Okay, guys, here's my E3 2019 prediction video. After I already know everything that happened. Can we get into conspiracy talk? Nope. No conspiracy talk. YouTube does not like conspiracy talk. No thanks. Don't need my channel in trouble. Thanks. Is that a sock on the couch? No. No, there's no sock on the couch. Just a blanket. Blanket. Sony Corporation. These gamers just don't understand competition. Microsoft and Nintendo are not supposed to have partnerships. When do you think that Nintendo will start talking about the new Switches? E3. Mario Kart stream, since we have to wait for the Switch Pro. I'm not doing a Mario Kart stream right now, obviously. This stream's almost done, so. What pink man? Is that an inside joke? Nope. There is a pink man behind me. I don't know. You don't see it. Oh, well. Oh, I should probably check Twitch. Sonic Man. Oh, hey, we have a couple people. Audio's fine. Sorry for misleading. More viewers on YouTube than Twitch. I'm just looking for Nintendo info. Ah. That's all right, Lego Loppy. Sorry I wasn't over on wasn't on Twitch for a moment. Oh, Chair Prime is almost knocked out. Chair Prime, you need to get knocked out. Hold on. Where's my super chat button? Chair Prime. Actually, hold on. Make sure I can actually do this. No, this one. Bam. What? Okay, okay. Relax, YouTube. I got you. I think I got you. Hold on. Ah, that's why. Relax, YouTube. Relax. You don't gotta get mad at me, YouTube. Okay? You don't gotta get mad at me. I just want to knock out Chair Prime. Come on. Come on. Chair Prime has been here forever. Forever and ever. Come on. How much damage did that do to Chair Prime? Come on. Where's the damage? Why is it still at 1563? What a jip. So if I super chop to myself, it doesn't attack Chair Prime? What a ripoff. Come on, Streamlabs. If I super chat to myself, it does not knock off Chair Prime. Oh, there it is. Oh, 600% damage. Dang it. So it's going to take like $3, $4 to knock off Chair Prime. Dang it. I was really hoping that I was going to do the knockout punch. That's all the money I can afford right now. So, dang it. I was really hoping I could knock out Chair Prime before the end of the stream. Off the stream boss. Down in the bottom left corner. Darn it. Dang it. I really thought that was going to work. I hope for Cloud Chase was Splatoon 2, but that's never going to happen. Yeah. They'd have to reprogram the game. Mr. Snappy Paws. Oh, when that clears on Streamlabs, down goes Chair Prime. That'll do it. That'll do it. Bye, Chair Prime. I'm literally... Oh, I should probably look this way. Bye, Chair Prime. You're going down. Boom! Mr. Snappy Paws. Now at 100% health. Or I guess it's 10,000% health. I guess is how it counts. Goodbye, Chair Prime. Dude, Chair Prime, you stayed in that boss thing for a long time. We have not had very many super chats and donations over like the past week. So Chair Prime was just chilling there for like 3 streams. 3 streams in a row without getting knocked off. Had to get someone else in there. I would think the next thing Nintendo does to improve the Switch's online service? Absolutely nothing. I mean, they'll add more NES games. They've literally shown no evidence they're even working on anything. So, do you prefer Clementine or Big Boss in Smash? Technically, Big Boss is already in the game, but not as a playable character. I don't really care about either of those characters. Sorry. I guess Big Boss being playable would be kind of cool, but you Cloud Chase have 900 hours in. Your favorite person's now in there, Mr. Snappy Paws. You're my favorite person now. Well, thanks for knocking them off. I appreciate the $5 too, by the way. $5. Thank you so much for the support. I think we'll start wrapping it up. I know my fiance, I think, wants me to come to bed, so. All right. Will I play Smash Ultimate against viewers? If you are a member on Patreon, yeah. Because I only do multiplayer matches with people on Patreon. So patreon.com/NintendoPrime. All my multiplayer stuff is with that, unless it's like a Mario Kart tournament. Because like I can add unlimited people to that, but there's limited people I can put in those arenas. So we do it with patrons only. Did we have something else happen? Another Chair Prime hits us with a $5, trying to get his spot back. Probably noticed that it only knocked it down to 8,500. So what's that going to take? Another 5. Well, if it goes down 15 each time, so what? 15, 30, 45, 60. So it's going to take, I mean, you're not going to do that, man. It's going to take you $25. It'll take you $25, 25 more dollars, Chair Prime, to knock them off and reclaim your stream boss. You ain't going to do that. You ain't going to do that. Nah, you ain't going to do that. I don't know who you are, by the way, but you ain't going to do that. Based on your donation habits in the past, you ain't dropping no 25 spot. Oh, bummer. I don't have any money, unfortunately. That's all right, Brandon the Stallion. I'm too poor for all that. Dude, I'm right there with you. I couldn't even give 25 to knock you off if I wanted to. And that money comes back to me. I thought Chair Prime was just a bot you made. No, I don't know who Chair Prime is at all. I did not make Chair Prime. I don't know who it is. Obviously, it's probably a regular, but I don't know who it is. For all I know, it's Duo. You know how we see Duo Master in a while in a stream? For all I know, that's why, because it's him. I don't know. Then again, Duo usually doesn't donate. It's got to be someone who donates. Once in a blue moon. Someday I'll figure it out. You got rank X. Impressive. What if Nintendo happened this week and the unthinkable happened? The online service gets 5 NES, 4 N64 games, and 1 GCN game on Switch. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I mean, I would be shocked. I'd be speechless. I programmed him to interact with us. You think it's Robert? The main guy? You know, the funny thing is, DW, you say the main guy. You know the main donator used to be Mark Greenberg. I noticed something. My donations and super chats took a huge dip when Mark Greenberg stopped donating back in June of last year. It's been almost a year. He was like, he would organize. Okay, he had a separate Discord server that he had all of the people that super chat or donate to me, and he would like organize like nights like a couple times a month where everyone that would super chat and donate would come out for that night, and I would make like $300-400. Like, it was crazy. He hasn't been around to do that and organize it. He was like the OG member on Patreon too, and he's not even on there anymore. That was crazy. Like, man, those were crazy. We haven't had anybody. We haven't had any nights like that since, because there's no organization to it anymore. It just happens or not. Dude, have you guys seen OJ streams lately? Holy crap. I think that guy's pulled in like $5K in the last week. He's been getting some crazy donation amounts. It's like everyone got their tax returns and just gave it to OJ. Which is cool. He deserves it. He works hard. Like, I'm not jealous. That's really awesome. Like, damn. I even gave OJ $5. Threw my hat in the ring and said, dude, everyone's tossing money at you. Here you go. Here's 5. Chair Prime is Nate's fiance. Nah. No, it wouldn't be. Unless she's hiding money in an account I don't know about. I'm so terrible. It's ridiculous. I don't know about GameCube, but I'm very confident Nintendo will give us SNES N64. I can't be confident in anything other than maybe SNES. Like, I just look at how slow they are at adding NES games. How can we be confident they're suddenly going to turn competent and start releasing a whole bunch of stuff? Like, I just can't. I can't buy into that competency. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't buy into it. Don't believe it. What's up, Corey? Even though you spelled Nintendo Prime wrong. Haribo gummies are good. Haribo gummies. Okay. Don't know who Haribo gummies is, but I also noticed the chat's been a little quiet on our Discord server the last day. It hasn't been like anyone who's talked in like 24 hours. I haven't gotten higher than 50th. You guys talking about the Tetris 99? Boop 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 boo doop a doop a doo. So at least now I know. So it's every $30 is when there's a new stream boss. I don't think I figured that out till just now. I'm confident Nintendo shows up to E3 with nothing but Wii Music HD this year. Yup. With Miyamoto on stage directing it and watching how bad it fails. Tetris 99, dude. It's a good game. It's a good game. My top finish is still 26th. I've gotten 26th like 4 times. I just can't get in that top 25. Like, I'm decent at Tetris, but I'm not like great. You know, there's people that are way better than me. But it's fun. It's just like when Puyo Puyo Tetris came on God, I was playing the hell out of Puyo Puyo Tetris on Switch. Still not good at Puyo Puyo though. God. 600 games in. Jeez. Don't even know what I'm supposed to do when I'm playing those random gray blocks. Keep messing me up. Okay, so what's happening is you're being attacked. Okay, so you can change how you attack others. Usually, I have mine set to automatically send attacks to who's ever in the lead, or whoever's about to lose, so they get knocked out the quickest. And every time someone gets like a Tetris or whatever, it sends out a bunch of lines at different people. And then you have a limited amount of time to get rid of those lines before they become permanent and then jack up even higher. So basically you need to always either have everything set up for a perfect Tetris so you can quickly get down to the gray box and get rid of them, or you just want to make sure that you have all of your blocks cleared at all times. So when the gray come in, you can focus on getting rid of the gray. Those are basically the 2 strategies that I found to have success. Also of note, in this version of Tetris, you can hold on to a block. So if you get a line piece, but you don't need that line piece, you can hold on to that line piece and summon it at any time and swap it in. You're allowed to hold one of any block and swap that block back in whenever you're ready. So if you get a block that's going to screw up everything for you, just hold it, and then you'll go to the next one and wait for you to be able to use that piece. So there's little nuances to it that you have to get used to. I'm not very good at the holding and swapping pieces thing. I need to get better at that part of it, but I think if I get better at that part of it, I'll start cracking the top 25. That's kind of like my one weakness is I know I'm not taking advantage of it like I should be. Like sometimes I'll hold a piece and then I'll never swap it in when I should be, and sometimes I just forget to hold anything because I'm just used to old school Tetris where you couldn't hold a piece. You never played Tetris before? That's all right. Takes some getting used to. Do you know what a Tetris is? Right? A Tetris is however tall, like five bricks or whatever, however tall the line piece is, getting a full clear on one of those is considered a Tetris. So, and that's the best way to attack other people. Or you could just play defense. I usually play defense and just try to keep all my lines clear. It's a lot easier to keep your lines clear and finish top 50 all the time. I pretty much never finish outside the top 50 unless I screwed up really bad. When you clear the whole screen. It's not the whole screen. Nope. A Tetris is just a full, basically the tallest clear you can possibly have, which is the length of a line piece. And it's always been that way, dating back to the original Tetris. So, Except, obviously, in the original Tetris, you weren't really attacking other people, per se. I hope the Fossil Fighter franchise isn't dead. Is it 4 lines? Okay, I couldn't remember if it was 4 or 5. I always forget. I think it's because I played a bunch of different versions of Tetris. So, like, some of them have 5 and some have 4. Was it Tetris Attack or Tetris Blitz? I can't remember. One of them had 5 instead of 4. Or maybe it was an off-brand Tetris game. I can't remember. Buy a bag of Bean Boozled jelly beans that have nasty flavors. Make a game on your live stream. For every donation, you eat a nasty flavored jelly bean. That is a good suggestion. I gotta see how much those are. I don't have the money right now, but that is a very good suggestion. I never thought about that. Just get those nasty jelly beans and be like, every $5 I'll put one in my mouth and see what happens. They have a game for it? Do they sell just the beans? I want just the beans. I don't need the game. Refills. Are they all... Is it like super nasty? Does it tell you what the flavors are? No, it doesn't, does it? I think that's the point, right? Because they're just Jelly Bellies. They're just the nasty flavored Jelly Bellies. Stinky socks. So you don't know. It could be one. It could be good tasting. It could be bad tasting. You don't know. Interesting. I like that. How many ounces is it? 3.5? $15. It doesn't tell you what all the flavors are. This is awesome. I'm not even gonna buy the game. I'm just gonna buy the beans. Caution, contains weird and wild flavors. This is gonna be gross. Okay. I'm gonna add it to my cart. I can't buy it right now, but when I have the money, I'll buy some. We'll try that for a stream. Don't eat the dog food flavor beans, dude. I've had a bunch of nasty ones before, but I've never on purpose. That's the thing. It was never on purpose. So now I'm gonna be doing a stream where in the future for every $5 I get to. Oh my god, it's gonna be gross. PlayStation flavored. I'd say you lick a Switch cartridge for every $5 donation. Sure. For the rest of this stream, for every $5 I'll lick a Switch cartridge. I say that. Make sure I have some Switch cartridges to lick. Hanging around. Oh, I do. Okay. Okay. All right. I got one to lick. If I got one right on me right now. If someone wants me to lick a Switch cartridge quick. I haven't done it since the Switch launched. For $10, I'll put the whole thing in my mouth, but I did that at launch. I made that mistake at launch. God, it was nasty. The long clippings flavored beans are actually kind of nasty. Or kind of tasty. Long clippings? I think I've ate grass before. I mean, it doesn't taste great, but look for YouTube videos on them. I'm sure there are many brands get the nastiest flavor for the most. Well, I got the Bean Boozled. I'm going with the game version. I'm going with the refill packs. I got 2 refill packs for a total of 3.5 ounces, which I think that's quite a bit of Jelly Belly. So, it's like it's a decent amount of Jelly Bellies. That'll definitely get me through at least one stream. My game of $5 is $5. What the hell? So, did you create the My Body is Ready meme? Did I personally create it? No. The person who did I tell him to do it and have him upload it to the channel? Yes. So I didn't create it, but I did? That makes sense? Like, I didn't personally clip it and upload it, but I told the person to clip it and upload it. The cartridge for Wolfenstein Youngblood's the best flavor. What, you mean this? This is literally I took a picture of my own Switch thing for that thumbnail. There it is. Digital code. Digital code. Yeah, it is the Jelly Belly brand. Yeah, it's the official Bean Boozled, which is the Jelly Belly brand. No, Youngblood's not out. It's a joke. It's a joke about how that's like the best flavor. Like I should be licking that one for the next. Like if someone gives $5, I should lick that one because it doesn't exist. There is no physical cart. You just get a box with a code in it. Oh, the Harry Potter ones. They got some nasty flavors in that one too. I think it's the last time I had nasty ones was the Harry Potter flavors. We all know the best flavored Switch cartridge is Untitled Goose Game. Probably. Well, if someone does get 5 before I'm done, it's going to be a Toy-Con. In honor of the VR coming out, we'll go with the Toy-Con 1, the OG Nintendo Labo. I guess it doesn't say Toy-Con 1 on it. It says on the front of the box, Toy-Con 1, but it doesn't on the actual cartridge. I wonder if the Toy-Con 2 kit's the same cartridge. Never licked this one. Has no scent. No discernible scent. I don't understand why people pay others to torment themselves. They just get entertained by like people doing weird and gross things they don't want to do. That's all. And like it's not like doing the Jelly Bellies or like licking the Switch cartridge actually harms me. It's just gross. It's just like when people like, you know, used to pay like $100 to see me do a shot of tequila just to see how I react to it. Like, I'm not going to react good, and that's entertaining. Nintendo Prime, $5 fly to me. Joy-Con. Nice try, Joy-Con Nation. So wish I had $5 right now. Sorry, it's all right. It's all right. Like, no one has to give any money, guys. No one ever has to give money. Like, there's never any pressure to give money. Like, don't worry about it. You know. Yeah, I'm raising funds for E3 with the E3 hype thing. I'm love super chats and donations. Obviously, all that helps support. I have my Patreon. Like I have multiple ways that people want to give money, but no one ever has to give anything. I just appreciate it because without the money, I can't continue to do what I do as often as I do it. But I really appreciate the support you guys already give. So, if you listen to Shy Guy's video on Youngblood, he brought up an interesting point. How come indie developers put their games on Switch? But not only do indie developers put their games on Switch, there is actually a company like dedicated to bringing indie games to Switch in limited runs. Right? Isn't it funny? Isn't that funny, Matthew? How like how come indie games gonna suddenly afford to do it? People, man. I'll become a SoundCloud rapper named Little Joy-Con and then give you a bunch of money. Little Joy-Con. There you go. That might catch on. You might be able to catch on. You just need one hit. Just gotta be a one-hit wonder and you'll catch on. And yet they can afford physical, disgusting tasting cartridges. That probably comes from Nintendo. I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo sends the carts to them with the stickers already pre-applied. And they're just nasty. Nasty. A lot of indie games don't require as much horsepower. Sure. I don't know what that has to do with a physical copy of a game, but I was going to buy the deluxe edition. This news killed it for you. Ouch. Ouch. I'm really hoping that Doom Eternal gets a physical version. You'll notice that Doom Eternal is not available to pre-order for Switch physically right now, but the PlayStation 4 version is. I'm hoping that's not a sign. Hoping that's not a sign because that's just going to make it dead on arrival. Why is it when I subscribed, YouTube recommends me IGN as a channel I'd like? Man, am I being recommended to IGN people? God, why am I only at 45,000? Shouldn't I be at like 1 million? Isn't it funny though? Like they'll recommend the massive channel from this little dinky channel, but they won't recommend my little dinky channel to people that subscribe to the big channels. YouTube just funneling everyone to where the money is. It's because indies just want recognition with some pay. They're not Steam training along with top tier titles having a set projection, price, and cost, where they can call the shots. I bet you if Bethesda's like, look, we don't want to pay all the money for it, but we'll go to limited run games and be like, hey, can you like make 1,000 physical copies for us that's cheaper than we can do it ourselves? I bet you they could do it. They just don't want to do it. Like Bethesda could just eat the cost themselves, but you know they're not going to do it. They're all about making money. Hey, don't scare us like that on Doom Eternal Switch news. It's just kind of funny. We haven't seen Doom Eternal on Switch. We know it's coming day and date. They've confirmed it many times. So I don't doubt that we're getting it day and date. But why can't we pre-order it physically? Like, why? It's not available to pre-order physically, like, anywhere. Why? I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop on that one. I'm hoping I'm wrong and that this is just like, okay, because we haven't seen Switch footage yet, that's why it's not up. But like, I'm just like, man, I'm telling you, I'm worried. I've never, like, they take pre-orders for games like a year ahead of time these days. So why can't we pre-order the Switch one? I don't know. Am I getting yelled at now? I'm getting yelled at. All right. Well, not getting yelled at. She's not mad. She just wants me to heat her up some potatoes. How much would one have to donate for you to swallow a whole Switch cart? I mean, I have to break it in half, at least. I'd have to break it in probably in the 4s to actually get it swallowed. And my body's not going to do well with it, and it might poison me temporarily. I don't think it'll kill me, but it's not going to feel good. I mean, I could just put it in the blender. Put it in the blender, mix it in with a little water, chug it down. I don't know. It would have to be something insane. So it would have to be like 1,000 to make me do something that stupid. Just because I might get sick and might have to get my stomach pumped. And even then, I don't know if I'd do it. Like, that's a bad example for my kids to do something that stupid just for money. Physical timed exclusive became a thing. I'll pay you not to. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I get sick from it. Sort the flavors in 6 piles from gross to nasty. For every dono, roll a die to determine the pile. Actually, I could spin a wheel. There's a wheel spin I can do. Set a reasonable goal to reach that stream. Something happens if you reach it. So, okay, so sort the flavors in 6 piles from gross to nasty. For every dono, roll a die, determine the pile you eat from. Set a reasonable goal to reach that stream, and something happens. Oh, yeah. Yeah, like if I hit like $100 that stream, then I don't know, smash an egg on my head or something, right? Or have to drink a raw egg, which you can do. It's not like the healthiest thing to do in the world, but you're fine. You can do it. It's not like, and I don't do that stuff. I did that stuff when I used to weightlift. It's really gross. It was really gross every time back then. I went back on my Switch to start back, finish up Wolfenstein 2 after playing Doom on my Xbox One X. Looks kind of disgusting. Switch cartridge was fine. Blender breaks. Switch cartridge is fine. Do you have any guilty pleasure games or movies? I mean, I'm not guilty of any of the movies or like the stuff I watch. I mean, gosh, Desperate Housewives, man. I love Desperate Housewives. I think most men would consider that a guilty pleasure, but I'm not embarrassed by it. It's a damn good show. As for guilty games, I know that's not a movie, it's like a TV show. I mean, I love the Super Mario movie, but like, I don't feel guilty over it. A game, I mean, I love Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. It was my favorite Zelda game before Breath of the Wild. But then I'm not embarrassed or feel guilty about it. I just think everyone else has bad taste. And then a lot of people think I have bad taste. All right, that's going to do it. Let me give a shout out here. $5. We had a $5 super chat from Chair Prime. $5 super chat from Mr. Snappy Paws. $2 from myself. $5 donation from Matthew Campos. We also had a $2 super chat from Mirshta Snappy Paws. We had 2 $1 donations from Rigo Romero. And we had 3 $2 donations from DN Megas Dan at the very beginning of the stream. Thank you guys so much for all that support, plus all of the people who subscribed, all the people who came out. I can't believe we topped like 73 viewers. Maybe we were even higher than that at one point. I don't know. Total Super Chat revenue today was $21.98 with a donation revenue of $5 for a grand total of $26.98. Thank you so much for your support. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, you're right. If I hit $100, give away $25. That is a good idea. Yeah, that's a very good idea. Like, I get nasty, but then when I hit 100, I give back 25. Give you like a $25 gift card. That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. I gotta go to one of those websites where you guys can like all click on the link and go hit a thing, and then I can select a winner from it, so it's randomized. Will Quora be my next video or live stream topic? Probably not. That might be interesting as a live stream. I never thought about that, going on Quora and just looking up like really terrible Nintendo questions. I'll have to think about it. I'll have to go to Quora and see how many I can find to see if it's worth doing a live stream on it. That might make for a fun live stream. All right. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.